there, NPCs. Welcome to our actual play of Shadowrun 6th World, Emerald Glitch. I'm Bob, your GM, and tonight we continue the case of the Midas Talismonger. Not Technomancer. I've got Technomancers on the mind, apparently. So previously on Emerald Glitch, we had a concert from Violet, who found out that her fan, her number one fan, was a private investigator who sent her a message titled Dead Fan Switch. Basically saying, if you're reading this, I'm dead. So we had a ladies' night where the ladies of Emerald Glitch went to Denny, that's the private investigator, to Denny's office, and found that Denny had been made into a golden statue. Somehow. There's definitely magic involved. And there was a potted plant spirit that did not like people threatening its windowsill, but was pretty easily dispatched. Then our runners went out to they did some legwork and searching the office, and they found that that Denny had been investigating a talismonger named Ishioka Mari, who runs a talismonger shop out in Snohomish. Apparently sells talismonger supplies to, among other places, Aqua Arcana, which is one of the big agribusinesses out there. So we pick up, let's see, so at the very end, Violet went to talk with the farm down the road, bought some fresh cantaloupes, and apparently the fresh cantaloupes didn't agree with any of the three of them. They're just not used to fresh food. So we pick up with Mr. Bell. So Mr. Bell, you arrive at the front desk. It's probably about 10 o'clock or so in the morning. And the concierge is there.
Good morning, madame. Early call today?
Good morning, Mr. Bell. Your comlink buzzed a little while ago.
Oh. I'm sorry to have missed it.
You should check it.
Right away.
So as you pick up your comlink and you check, it's a text message from Violet asking for help in looking into a case that apparently a fan or friend of hers had fallen upon hard times, and she was asking for you to meet her, and she gives you an address. But it's a text message.
Mistress, I am being asked to assist in the locating of an individual. No price has been discussed yet.
I see. Your new friends, I take it.
Indeed.
You should go, but you ought to inform your new friends of proper procedures. Take one of our special cards for them. And she hands you a sheet of a very high-end cardstock that's A5 size, so like something like that, about 6 by 8 inches roughly. And you're familiar with it. It lists in Very clean, minimalistic calligraphy, handwritten, is a list of the bell, essentially the basic protocol. It's the request for bell service protocol, with a list of services that one might request.
Probably should have do so.
Make sure your friends have this.
If there's
Green
nothing
Man-
else, oh,
Green Mansion is a professional establishment that functions on protocol. If we fail on that, we are little better than a motel.
I will inform them.
That'll be all. Unless you have something you want to ask.
I do not, but I trust the item of interest was secured.
Yes, that's a very interesting item. Wherever did you procure it?
From the top floor of a building under the watch of a technomancer. Seemed to be a collector.
Collector. And is this technomancer still living?
I don't remember. Did we? Did we kill him?
He's quite dead.
Oh.
Yes, he was drowned in a water spirit.
Oh, right. Okay. He is off the board.
Well, I guess if needs must. The item is very interesting. If you should find the rest of him, I'd be interested in meeting him.
Very well. And then I leave.
All right. So we pick up with Fisher, who is just waking up from a long night of raiding on his favorite Matrix game. It's like 10 o'clock, and you're really only awake right now because your comlink has buzzed. There is a sort of protocol that's been activated on your comlink where it's kicked. Apparently, the message came in with an audio signal that was immediately shunted to text.
Yeah.
And you see the command there refusing to play, and it lists like the loudest country song you might ever have heard. But the message is from Violet, and it is a text message requesting your assistance. Similarly to Mr. Bell.
Did she? I thought I told them that I was getting ready for that game tonight with my friends. All right.
The message came in at what time did you send that? 5:30, 5:15, 5:30 this morning.
Yeah, I'm way too asleep for that. And when I say I'm gaming with my friends this afternoon, that means sleep, Mountain Dew, sleep, more Mountain Dew, and then finally starting. But seeing the message, knowing he needs some more money, he sort of starts getting ready for the day.
We'll pay the rent.
Yeah, gotta pay the rent. He in the message, does it say who we're looking at, like who this friend is?
No, it does not. It gives an address to meet, and says meet at. I'm not sure a time was specified in that text message.
All right. I will try to message back. I don't know if she'll be able to answer me right now because they might be already doing their thing. But I will message and be like, yeah, okay. I'm getting up. Just give me a second. And then he'll be like, all right, you want me to come and pick everybody up? And then he probably does he get a response?
Yeah, so you get a response. So we go back to Violet, to Nova, and to Curie, who were outside the Talismonger shop in Snohomish, after just having their unfortunate reactions to the cantaloupe and deciding that maybe cantaloupes are better thrown. And that is when your comlink rings, Violet. And
just
it's
getting
Fisher.
up. What's going on? Do you want me to come pick everybody up from their house? Sorry, I'm just waking up over here.
We are a piece down the road from houses of any type, really. But we had some cantaloupes that are good for throwing. So if you want to come on out, this is where we are. And I will send a pin.
It's 10 a.m. Okay. All right, I'm on my way. It sounds like everybody else is there. Is everyone there?
Everyone but Mr. Bell. I could not get a hold of him this morning.
All right. I send a message to Mr. Bell with all of my ad blockers on. And it goes, Mr. Bell, I'm sure you are, like, it's just the most formal, like, worded message saying I'm coming to pick you up, get ready. But it's just like, please prepare the package on, like it is as fake code as it can be, because I have not taken the time to actually learn correct protocol. So it's just me. Yeah,
When you drive up, you find me standing with my arms folded behind my back, directly on the side of the road, like a kid waiting for the bus.
I roll down the window.
Good morning, Fisher.
It's not good. It's too early. Are you ready to go?
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm sure today will be fun.
Mm-hmm. That's why the car drives itself. And then
You seem tired. Do you need some soy cap?
No. Maybe. No. They don't. They're waiting for us. We gotta go.
All right.
And then I know what will wake me up. And then instantly he puts on the loudest video game music you've ever heard in your entire life. It's just really, really, like, it's coming from his earbuds. He's just like blaring it. And he's like, ah! Like, but that's how he's woken himself up.
It's just in your headphones?
You can hear it. It's like that loud that's like emanating from headphones.
But somebody who's blasting music so loud from their headphones that you can still hear it.
Yeah. So that's what's going on. And then he shakes his head and the car drives.
So you punch in the address that Violet gave you and hit drive. And sure enough, it drives. We've established that the destination is on Grid Guide because that's how the rest of you got there.
All right. When we arrive, you guys are just waiting outside, right? Then he sort of, the car pulls up.
I sigh frustrated.
I go, good morning, everyone. It seems you guys have been going for a while. Your lovely taxi service has arrived. How can I help you today?
2 stars, you're late.
I'm still here.
The back door of the van slides open. A 2-star rating? That's unfortunate. We'll try to do better.
It's like, we're actually not in the business of ratings. We don't really care. So, all jokes aside, though, what are we looking for? Who are we looking for? What's going on? Like, I heard it was someone you knew, right, Violet?
So it's a young man who was a fan of mine, and his name was Denny. And he sent me a message this morning that said, if you're getting this message, I'm dead. And so we went to his office, and he was, in fact, dead, but also encased in gold.
Oh.
And there was some... there was that rose that was stolen from the other place.
There was definitely a rose. So a recap of the case at hand. Denny.
Yep.
Peter Denny Denton was a PI who was hired by Marin Kwasanique, whom you guys killed That's the guy who drowned in the water spirit.
Mhm.
But he was hired 2 months ago to recover a gold Gilded Rose
Uh-oh.
that apparently was switched out for a fresh rose. And so I have pictures of both of those.
So when he located it, it was actually switched out.
So it was switched out in Quasnique's collection, which is why he hired Denny. He apparently was running into dead ends until he stumbled upon a Talismonger shop in Snohomish. This being the place you're in front of now.
Got it.
There are some surveillance photos or reconnaissance photos of apparently he broke in there a couple of nights ago. And then he got a call from Ishioka Mari during Violet's set. And that's when he walked out.
Got it. So the first thing I'm going to do is search for any like news or tale of anyone being things being randomly turned into gold. That sounds odd, and like someone would post about that on a forum somewhere, right? That's my thing. So matrix search is
Yes, you can go do a matrix search.
Yeah, I would want to look into either the very suspicious way that this man died, or B, what they were potentially looking into, but I'd need more information there. But let's start with the way this person died. Don't like that.
So by the by, you guys are all healed.
Oh.
And your edge is recovered to its starting value.
Right. Thank you.
By now, all of your edges have recovered to their starting value.
Okay.
Nice.
So I did roll, and it was like weird. So should I re-roll that?
Yeah, go ahead and re-roll that.
Yeah, much better.
Okay. So you sift through all sorts of legends, the story of the Midas touch, of King Midas. There are, you sort of dig deep and find this, of course, would have to be some sort of a magical phenomenon. You do find there are people who have tried to invent spells to turn stuff into gold. But that's why you have also found that it's fairly common practice for people to not take magical gold.
Why is that?
For just this reason, in case it's been temporarily turned to gold, or in fact there are spirits who have the power to create temporary wealth.
Got it.
So anything that has sort of a magical aura to it, they want to hang on to it until the aura fades before they'll accept it as real.
Got it. Was there any like residual magic stuff on it? He sends a message to Curie and says, Hey buddy. Just looking into this this gold finger dude or woman or person. Just wondering, was there any kind of like aura or resonance or that magic stuff that I know you know way better than I do?
The man who was gilded and dead, there was residual magic around him. The spirit that we found on the window, I believe, is connected to this Talismonger, who likely has this rose, this gilded rose that is a power focus that we have identified. That's pretty much what I know.
Yeah.
So thinking back on it, you didn't. I mean, you didn't roll badly, but you didn't roll spectacularly when you were sensing the gold statue. But you do know it was more than just residual magic.
The other thing I just remembered as well, it had a similar aura to it as that hand that was in the Technomancer's apartments. So we should probably, I mean, at this point it's probably been taken already, but we should probably check to be sure. Actually, that gives me an idea. I actually say that part out loud instead of texting it back. Feel free to come back to me if you want to finish this up, but I'm going to call Liata.
Okay, so yeah, we'll come back to
You
you.
hop off. You just hop off in the middle of the message. I'm like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was like, it was going so well.
It wasn't a mean thing. It was just
No,
I got distracted.
She got distracted. Yeah.
Why'd you call this
Simultaneously,
person?
while Fisher is doing his deal, I go up to Violet and I say, "Violet, Mr. Bell, the Green Mansion is a traditional establishment that prides itself on a strict code of conduct. We have protocols in summons," and I hand her that card that I was given by the concierge and proceed to go like as if he was like buying a timeshare. I go through the entire like process and protocol for the mansion. I'm gonna literally send you all the services. Maybe I'll just put it up in chat for everybody to see, because I would say it loud enough that everybody could hear. Basically, just pitching you membership, basically at the Green Mansion.
Like, these are the highly illegal acts that we are willing to do for the right price.
Well, I wouldn't outline them, but I would hand her the card that has all the details on it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see any of that in y'all's advertisements that I get on my comm device.
Well, we do operate in the shadows to some degree. But here's your invitation, and I actually hand out cards again to everybody around. It's once again like a literal cardstock card with a comm code on it. It says "Ask for bell service," and actually this time there's a little box in the corner with a green bow on it. It's like a different type of invite.
As I get out of the matrix and see this card, I go, "What am I supposed to do with this?" And he just like chucks it in a cart, like a cup holder.
You put an ashtray.
I take the card and I wiggle it like this.
I want to let Curie do the call, but I also want to talk to them after to the other two.
So we'll do Curie's call then. So you call Liata. And let's see. Hello?
Hey, it's Curie.
Bit early, but yes. What can I do for you?
Is it? Business. Are you aware of Ishioka Mari? Is that the name?
Ishioka Mari.
Ishioka. Ishioka Mari. Another Talismonger.
Let's see. What is your connection rating with her?
Gosh, ask me questions. Let's see. There. Contacts.
I think it's like 2.
Social. Connection is 2. Loyalty is 1. I'm new to town, so.
Okay. Yes, I've heard of her. She runs a little shop out in Snohomish. Likes plants a lot.
Any news on her beyond her shop?
Not really. I mean, we don't run really in the same circles, but I know she sort of runs does some spell research on the side.
Now, what about an item that is a golden rose that is a power focus? Have you heard of it?
Well, I haven't actually, but that might be something she'd be interested in.
And finally, what about any news about a hand that, when it touches things, turns things to gold? Or any object that could turn things to gold, but...
Have you been reading old stories?
Yeah, Midas, I get it, but apparently it's a collector's item that actually does this.
That's very interesting. I'm not sure how much it would be worth. I guess depending on how effective it might be at doing away with someone. Maybe somebody has a thing for making statues.
That's kind of a leap to make. From hand turns things to gold to use it to make people into statues.
Just conjecturing as to what a Shadowrunner might be using it for.
I'm going to ping her 500 new yen. Any other ideas come to mind?
No. What does the hand look like?
A severed hand. It's gross. Pale, I believe.
Pale, severed hand. Okay. I mean, I'll keep an eye out for it, but I haven't seen or heard anything of it.
If you hear anything about it making rounds in the Talismonger network, will you let me know?
Will do.
I forget to say bye and hang up.
All right, so back to the group.
That's why the loyalty is only 2.
Loyalty is 1.
Oh,
but I did pay 500 new yen for the information.
For one temporary loyalty.
I go, all right. So I just tried to look up a little bit on this this gold statue turning people into gold thing. I kept getting like some really old like fable story thing, Midas or something. I don't know what that is. But as far as like magic and people trying to turn stuff into gold, I found some stuff, but nothing credible. What'd you guys find in there?
We hadn't gone in yet because she wasn't open, and we didn't want her to have 2 break-ins in 1 week. We're trying to be diplomatic and see if she'll chat with us, because she hasn't opened until now.
So the posted opening hours are noon. And if you recall, you talked for a while longer with the nice couple at the farm, maybe a quarter mile up the street. And he told you, among other things, that she had come by very early this morning and then left.
So she might not be here is what we're saying, right?
That she got here earlier and then left. So she may not be coming in today, but it doesn't say she's not coming in.
Right.
Right.
All right.
And the nice folks did tell me that we saw it on the social medias too, that the shop had been a target by the Humanist folks about a month ago, and so they did some renovations on that. So I didn't want her to get the wrong idea of us when we're trying to figure out what happened to Mr. Denny.
Okay.
But I think he broke into her place, and I think she might have been mad at him.
Can I look up some stuff on her real fast?
Sure.
Like what do we already know stuff about her before I do that?
Let's see. You know, not much. That she runs this shop. That she does a lot of business with Aqua Arcana, which is one of the two big agribusinesses in Snohomish. She's a troll, which kind of explains why the humanists have given her some trouble.
They suck pretty hard.
Yeah.
So I mean, says the other troll. Just being clear.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
What does the building look like?
Yeah.
So the building looks like it's kind of a built-up fruit stand. Like if you imagine a sort of fruit stand on the side of the road, there's a little building attached to it. And
So
you've seen, and by now you guys could have shared. I mean, there were the reconnaissance photos from inside,
Mm-hmm.
and according to those reconnaissance photos, there's most of the place is filled with potted plants and assorted other plants of. And then off to the side, there's like a little, there's a tiny office.
And that's what it looks like inside, but not necessarily what's happening right now inside.
Right. These are pictures that Denny took before he died.
Okay, and I'm imagining when you say that it's like a standalone kind of building, no buildings attached to it on the
Right.
sides.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take a lap around.
Okay.
I'll cloak and take a lap.
Or I want to spend 4 edge actually to make 2 4s into 5s.
Okay.
Oh,
So that's 5 hits.
Okay. So real quick, you take your lap around, and you see there are places where there might be windows, but they all have like little wooden shutters that have been sort of flapped down and locked.
no signs of anybody like currently any signs of forced entry or anything like that.
Right.
Okay.
It does appear to be pretty freshly repainted and renovated.
Okay.
So Fisher, on your search, you get a picture. So there is Ishioka Mari.
We've seen her before, right?
You have not.
No? Okay, maybe.
But the Talismonger shop here is called Mari's Farm. She is a troll, fairly slight of build for a troll. And with 5 hits, you also find that there's a deed to a property about 3 miles from here. That's zoned for agriculture.
Ooh. Anyone want to pay a visit to Mari Ishioka's farm?
If we think she's not coming here, I didn't have much luck the first time, but perhaps a spirit inside has information. So maybe we check that out before we leave.
Yeah, agreed.
Then, without saying another thing, I will glare at Nova and sit down on the ground, leaning against Fisher's tire before I go full astral.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
It's pretty dirty to just sit on the ground like that.
My astral form.
Okay, so you leave your body.
I go as she leaves. So what would happen if we just left? That would be mean, right?
I thought you guys were on good terms now. What is it?
It was just, an idea. And he like leans against his van and
All right.
waits.
So meanwhile, so you're going inside, are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very, very carefully and obviously, like, clearly, like, not trying to sneak so that I don't get attacked by spirits. I'm just going to kind of be like, hello, is everything all right here? She's supposed to open, but is everything good? Customer? Potential friend?
So as you stick your head in, you do see that, I mean, this place is full of life.
Yeah.
Enough that there's extra magic here for those of the plant persuasion. You recognize that as a background count.
Yeah.
It is not as awesome for those of you of less plant persuasions. But you also do see a spirit sort of hanging. So inside there's a skylight, and there's sunlight coming in, and sort of hanging from the four corners of the skylight is this sort of, in astral space, this sort of mass of vines.
Well, hello there.
Hello.
Is Ishioka in today?
Mistress is not here. Perhaps you could come back later.
And she's supposed to be open, so I was worried that maybe something happened to her.
You are mistaken. The sun is not yet high.
Smart spirit. Good job, bud. Do you know where I might find her?
Yes.
Would you mind telling her that that I'd love to speak with her?
She says she is closed today.
Well, I do hope she's feeling better. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
I go back to my body very satisfied that I did not get my ass kicked by a plant. And confirm.
Oh, that was fast.
I'm always fast in the astral. So she's not coming in today. We should go to I confirmed that with her spirit. She also knows what I look like now, so not that that's positive or negative at this point, but just a point of information.
Wait, how do you know she's not coming today? What happened?
I talked to her spirit.
Oh, she's got spirits. Got it.
She's, as a Talismonger should be, she's a mage.
Yeah, but I just don't like dealing with it as much as I can. Anyway, so we know where she is. Like, probably. I have at least an address for some property that she owns not too far from here. So if we really need to talk to her, we could do that. Or, I mean, she's the one who hired this PI, right?
No.
What? Wait, I'm confused.
She's the target of the investigation.
She's the target of the PI. Thank you.
Yeah, the guy that we killed a couple sessions ago.
So why are we going in there to find out what she's got? She's definitely suspicious. She's got a spirit protecting the place.
I think what we want is, I mean, if I had a place of business, I'd have a spirit protecting it too, and I'd have a ward, but to each their own. But what we're after is finding out about this rose and where it came from and why and how someone came to be golden. So,
okay.
Well, we're figuring out where this rose is.
I just
and that
think
should
in
lead
the
us.
shop of very fancy things that she keeps might be a good place to put a very fancy item that would.
You don't put a very fancy item like a power focus away from your person. You keep it on you to use.
Is that what you magic people do? Is that how that works? Got it.
You magic people.
What? Is that not? Wait, whoa. I didn't mean to offend.
Maybe
This was
perhaps
fine.
you should stop.
smiling. No, just kidding.
Perhaps you are best suited to stop talking and be one of those driving people who get us to our next destination.
I let everyone into the van except Curie.
Out of character.
Yep.
He did wait. So, never mind. I get it. So it was supposedly stolen from the Technomancer's place, and he got okay, and he suspects that. Okay, all right.
That's what I was confused about too. Yeah. Okay.
He suspects that Ishioka Mari has it,
Got it.
Got it.
and then he got killed for it.
Cool.
So with this fun little awkward tension that we got going on here,
This is
we've approached the 9 o'clock hour. So we'll go ahead and take our first break, and welcome back. We are, I think, just about to leave the Talismonger shop. Is that right? There was talk of letting everyone into the van except for Curie.
Yeah, because I'm just doing my job, taking the people to where they need to go.
And I think there was also talk about whether or not you should just break into the shop.
I mean, but I was told that magic users don't do that by a magic user, so I'm gonna believe them over my own gut. So I'm gonna get in the car. But the rude comment about me driving and being just a glorified driver,
I
essentially.
literally said the same thing to you that you said to me.
Yeah.
Fine. Go face a mage without a mage. Go on.
I said I'm literally listening to your idea and going there. I just want you to not tell me to get in the car and just do what I do.
Hey, Fisher.
Yeah.
Is there room in the back for this bike that I stole?
Oh,
And you see like a bicycle that has like really messed up wheels and like has clearly been going faster than it's meant to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, there's some room, yeah. But why? Why do you want that?
I stole it from Violet's roommate, and I should probably give it back.
Oh, okay. Let me move some stuff, and he pushes away some, little random like parts boxes that he has in the back of his truck, his van, and then he helps you put the destroyed bike in there. All right. So we have another address. So are we gonna head over there? Is that the plan?
I start dialing the Johnny Cab, Grid Cab, right? That's what we said it was called?
Great cab.
To take me home.
Okay.
Hi. All right, let's go.
Wait, what?
She's decided she
Rickon. Harry gets in the van. We go.
I am not playing the game. I am not playing this game.
If she goes home, does this mean that I get more money?
Yes.
We weren't doing this for money.
There was some money.
There was some from the guy, that's true, but we said we were doing it as a favor to Violet.
I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is, but
Everything was fine until the boys showed up. I'm just saying.
That is true. Boys mess everything up.
My character can't be offended.
I can contest to that.
I haven't done anything.
Well, Miss Curie, you gonna meet us over there? You speak the language of the plants, and you don't want me talking to plants. They're mad at me all the time. Like, not just make my tummy upset, kind of mad. Like we ain't talking. Kind of mad. Like, I look at a plant and it just kind of dies.
I'm watching the little map get closer, the car get closer to.
It's about 10 minutes out.
I look over and I go, "Hey, can you tell Curie that I won't talk to her the rest of this mission? if she just comes
Yeah,
along.
yeah. Curious for as much as there can be like out in the middle of nowhere in Seattle that's still in grid guide. That's what you're here at. That's what you're here.
You literally locked me out of the car, so that's why I'm calling another one.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, but now I'm afraid that it's going to be that thing where the doors open, and if I stand up and move forward, it's going to start to close, and you're going to start pulling away, and I'm not going to play that game.
I wasn't thinking about that, but that would have been funny.
Not doing it.
But no, I wouldn't do that either. It is funny though. I go, okay, I was wrong. Curie.
As soon as you say that, she stands up and walks toward the van.
Why does that make her so happy?
She's not smiling or anything. She's just on her phone canceling the car.
I open the door. I'm like,
Bob, did she cancel the car fast enough to not incur a fine?
that is the question.
Just paid 500 new yen. I think I'm okay with the fine if that's.
Wow, the realism in this game is great.
Yeah.
I need there to be a consequence.
Yeah, so you do incur the canceled ride fine, but we did establish last time that grid guide is within your lifestyle cost.
Oh, fair. Yeah.
Oh man, I love role playing. There's a fee for missing your delivery.
There used to be like my feelings for everyone fluctuates like little bar graphs and stuff, and Nova's is going way down the past couple episodes.
Yeah, Nova's not done too well in Curie's estimation the last session or two. So everybody gets in the van, along with the bike, and you drive. You tell it to go to the other property.
Like in the vicinity of the other property, but I take it it's massive because it's zoned for agriculture, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we should probably check out the place before we just start going on the grounds because they have magic plant spirits, and a farm sounds like a good place to hide plant spirits.
So you do get the warning from Grid Guide. This location is off of Grid Guide. Some manual driving will be required.
I look at Mr. Bell and I go, "Do you want to drive? Because I'm not very good."
I can certainly do that.
It's true. I did not say I was a good driver. That's why I have automatic. I let Mr. Bell drive.
Okay, so you trade seats, and because the back seats are not made for trolls, you're sort of scrunched into the seat.
Wait. I sit in the back seat.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
remember there are two rows. There's like a middle row.
I'm not talking to you, so it's fine.
I go invisible. Fuck this.
We just got you a little bit because he's huge. You're like sitting in his little lap, like little sitting in his lap.
I hope somebody in chat snipped that.
All right. You have piloting, right? Like, you know how to drive, right?
Hell yeah! Thanks for allowing me to drive for you all, Fisher. Everybody buckle in.
I do.
I don't. And I roll the windows down.
All right. So you guys drive to the property. You'll need to make a piloting test. As you get to this place, this exit from Grid Guide and the paved road, you're about to drive onto a dirt road.
Hey, that's nice to you. Roll 20.
Very nice. So yeah, you drive onto the dirt road, and it's basically just big enough that, I mean, you might drive a piece of farm machinery down it. But you don't really see any tracks as you drive down this road, and you see in the distance there is a appears to be a makeshift, fairly large greenhouse. But it's not glass like regular greenhouse. It's more sort of, it's like a big dome.
I'll go do my astral,
Plastic. Okay.
so that I can see at least what to expect us to face.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and make it a sensing test.
And I'll perceive an astral if I can. Because I never use that, and I like have it on my character sheet, and
Yeah.
like, I should, you know.
I feel like because the way you can't see through windows in astral, so I feel like you're like the dog sticking your head out the window while you're driving. All right. Skills. Regular astral. I'll take it.
You do definitely see, both of you see that that area up ahead is teeming with plant life.
Cool, but I'm more interested in the magical plant life, so I'm going to keep pushing.
So you go up to it?
Yeah, so I'm full astral. But what I want to do is kind of circle up, and kind of get a lay of the perimeter from above, so I'm not in the middle of all the plants, that I'm like looking around and down onto the property to see, and also looking around me in the sky to see what else is flying around.
So there's nothing flying around, but it is an enclosed dome. You can't quite see through it, but you can definitely see there's like a little bit of maybe there's a stream or something that leads in from one side.
But nothing on the outside.
There is nothing on the outside.
Is the dome warded?
It does not appear to be warded from a distance.
Okay. Then I'm going to circle myself closer. Take another look.
By closer, do you mean look inside?
Not yet. I want to. You said I can't see a ward from here, so I'm going to get
That's
closer and see if there's any other spirits or ward that I see. And then if I still feel comfortable, then I'll kind of do my thing.
You do not see any further spirits or wards.
Okay. Then I'll do my thing.
From like the top or like a side or
Yeah, let's do the top first, because there was that vine thing on. Well, hold on, thinking about it as I'm circling here.
Okay.
There was the vine thing that was on the ceiling in the shop, but this doesn't have a skylight or anything, and it would be
it's
hard.
more like it's a greenhouse. The whole thing is essentially a skylight.
Right. So, yeah, I'll choose kind of like not the very top of the dome, but kind of like top side to phase and see what.
Sure, right where one of the vines would have grabbed on. That's fine. I'm kidding.
If it was that big, I'm screwed anyway.
Okay. So I will move us to that map just so you can see what's going on. So inside there's some wooded area. There's a little pond that appears to be fed from the outside. And I mean, there's a lot of vegetation, and you do see Ishioka Mari there. You also see several spirits. You can see one here. See one here.
Oh,
You can see one here.
thank goodness for astrovision. I wouldn't have seen them with just my regular vision.
Yeah, they're an unfortunate color for you.
Yeah.
So those are all Force 4 plant spirits.
Okay.
And this one here is a Force 6 plant spirit.
Okay.
And you get the sense that Ishioka Mari, since you... let me see her character sheet.
Can I do a real nice astral signature?
Sure. Okay.
Squint my eyes to see her better. My astral eyes.
So she is not masked. She does have magic 6. And she is currently possessed by a Force 6 plant spirit. You could see the sort of the tendrils reaching out of her in astral space.
Is she wearing a bright glowy focus?
She is. She is wearing sort of on her chest the bright glowy. It is a Gilded Rose, and with 5 hits, you definitely see that it is a Force 3 power focus.
Oh, that's going to be mine so hard. All right. So looking around the rest of the greenhouse, no other spirits lurking about?
That's what you see. I need to see. That, okay. That.
Oh,
And that. Okay. So you don't think you have been seen. They don't appear to react to you.
okay. All right. I'm going to head on back to my body and come to my invisibility has obviously dropped because I'm not maintaining a spell while I'm in the astral. So I kind of sit straight up and go full. No, there were 3 or there were 4. I can't remember of the smaller ones.
3 of the smaller ones.
3 of the 3 medium strong plant spirits. 1 plant spirit that's at least as strong as I am. She is at least as strong as I am. She has the focus on her, which makes her stronger. And interestingly, she is possessed by a very strong plant spirit. So whatever probably her reaction to Violet's fan is probably not how normally she might react, unless this is some weird symbiotic thing. But lots of spirits. So here's the problem. As I'm thinking all this out loud, this is quite talkative for Curie. I'm caffeinated, so she's caffeinated. So, so I believe, I'm not certain about this, but I believe for possession to attack the spirit without hurting her exactly, I might need to fight it in the astral, which is scary because then I have to fight all of them in the astral. So probably best for if we get into, and it turns into a fight, which that's pretty likely at this point. I stay physical. We fight off the smaller ones that are detached from her, and then we might need to knock her out, which I'm fine with. But I think separating her from the spirit is probably a good way to go. I feel like, as I'm explaining this, that Nova is not paying attention. She's paying attention to her AR feed, which is like apparently sending puns to members of the group.
Nova is actually thinking about just geeking the mage, so.
Oh no.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Hate to waste a good mage, but
Also, this is just me putting it out there. What if what's possessing her is that magic foci rose thing? What if that is what is causing all of these problems?
It's possible it would be a bit strange that the power focus would be a different force than the being possessing her. But it's possible. But if we know how to separate her from this, we'll find out more later. But the first part is to get this thing hopefully out of her. And of course, it is my preference to keep her alive. A, because magic. B, because whatever she's done clearly isn't in her control. And 3, it might be good to have another Talismonger contact that can get us magical objects in the future.
Also, for the record, Curie, you also saw in astral space there is a sustained spell on her that seems to be running on its own.
So, interesting. So you might be able to use that focus to store spells, or her plant is doing it, but I think I would have seen that. So what is another object?
Go and make a memory test.
Okay.
Because you have the Arcana knowledge skill, right?
Knowledge. I didn't know that was a knowledge skill, so I did not take it. But I have quasi-resonant precognition.
You can go and make a memory test.
Okay, so that is somewhere. I do that. Oh, I found it.
Okay. Since you have initiated, you do recognize this technique. It's called quickening.
Oh, so she's not a masker; she's a quickener.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating. Yeah, I'd love to speak with
Who are
her.
you talking to?
When she's not possessed, I'd love to share thoughts.
So,
She's talking to herself, guys.
Miss Curie, would it help at all if we had a distraction to maybe separate those smaller ones from her, and maybe you can go chat with her?
Potentially, my concern is she or it, for the tree spirit, can speak telepathically. So if she needs backup, they're going to disappear from fighting you and all come rush me while you aren't there. And
Or what about me? What if I go in there and say I'm procuring or I need to buy some stuff from her? I obviously am not a mage. She could look me up and see that. It's very clear. I am a contact person. She's never seen me. As I pull her focus and maybe she has to go and find whatever she needs to find, maybe that's when you guys go in and take care of the little spirits or whatever. I can't help in that fight.
you can. If we... do you have a gun?
I have a stun gun that's not going to work on little plants, I don't think, but maybe it will. Does that work like that?
Physical harm, when they're manifested, is still physical harm. So they can still be defeated when they're on this plane. The problem is if I go astral, then they can all attack me there and leave you alone because you can't touch them.
Fisher, how connected to the Matrix is this greenhouse?
It's probably not. That's what I was going to look at, but I take it if the...
I know you have everything figured out already. You're so good
Right.
at your job.
But, I mean, it is a greenhouse out in the middle of nowhere, and it's giant. There's it's not even connected to the grid, right?
That's correct.
So
Yeah, it is.
I can
it is
check.
off the grid.
Yeah, that's what stuck out in my mind as we were driving up here. But I can do a check really quick. Do I sense anything?
You do sense a comm link, but that is the only thing you sense.
So I know it's her.
And that's unfortunately not the backup she's going to be calling for.
Right.
The other thing, putting this out there, we haven't revealed our presence yet, so we could get fire. I look at Mr. Bell. Plants don't like that, so instead of bullets, we could come prepared with flamethrowers.
And hatchets.
The smile you just gave, Roland. Perked up.
Is there anything else in the area besides this? Is there like a shed somewhere, a house, a barn, anything like that?
There is not. This is just a greenhouse. Probably the nearest other structure is a couple 100 meters from here.
What's that?
We'll say it's a farmhouse. It's pretty clearly not on the property.
We don't just have a flamethrower, unfortunately.
You think you have a flamethrower?
Yeah. I was thinking to go over there and ask if they have gas.
Well, hey, I've
douse the area.
got this grenade. Just throw it over there.
That could work in a pinch. I mean, we could always leave and come back. There's not a timeline that clearly she's where she wants to be.
I mean, if we just approach non-threateningly, like, could that work?
We could try the whole what happened with the gold dead guy, but keeping in mind that any answers we get are going to be from the spirit, not from her.
Well, let's just go beat her up.
That says where you can be separated from stuff like that.
Yeah, can't you do an exorcism?
Aren't there... I'm sorry, say that again, Jen. I missed that.
Places where you could go to get separated from your magic, right? Like if you go into a ward that it doesn't like those active spells, right?
It is bad to go through a ward.
Wait, do you have wards, Curie?
I mean, I have made wards, but it takes time.
What if we set a trap and we lure her into our wards?
Just like I can see them, she could potentially see them and not. I mean, it's an idea. It's something to do, but that will also take time. Another thing that'll take a bit of time is I would like to summon as many spirits as I can to help offset some of this.
I was thinking that. They're plant types.
My Charmander is going to fight her Bulbasaur. So, but I would like to prepare. I can summon some spirits to help us stand up against such a strong force.
Well, I mean, Mr. Danny's not going to get any more dead than he already is. And we have found where we think the thing that he was looking for has gone. So as long as we hadn't tipped our hand that we're looking into her, we could probably be okay with taking some time, don't y'all think?
All right. I'm going to go ahead and start summoning spirits.
All right.
Let's go with, of course you did this adventure, Bob, because you knew that I just invested in a focus for water spirits, and I'm not going to water the plants, all right?
Wait,
So-
before you summon your spirit, are we having to leave and come back?
Yeah. That's what we just said we'd do.
But so, I don't know how spirits work. Is there like a time limit that would make it more favorable for you to summon when we return, or do you need to do this now?
I want to do it now so that I can rest before I get them until the next. I get one sunrise and one sunset out of them, I believe, right, Bob?
So you're close to midday, so you get until sunrise tomorrow.
Right. So I can either wait till sunset to give me sunrise, sunset tomorrow, or I can do it now and have sunrise, sunset till sunrise, so we'd come back tonight. But I think that might be enough time to prepare. But I'll need to rest in the meantime because I'm about to kick my own ass with summoning, so.
Yeah. What are we buying? How are we preparing?
I'll let you guys figure that part out. I'm going to start summoning.
Okay.
What are you
Surely I'm
calling?
not speaking in character.
4-6 fire.
4-6 fire. Okay. Roll that conjuring.
Could that be considered a aggressive act if, like, they look up and see fire spirits?
I mean, they're not going to be manifested, and I can keep them within the car. So, like, they would literally have to be outside with my spirits outside in order to see them. So
Are you guys still sitting here while you do that, or were you guys driving away?
I don't know. Why would we need to go gather like fire equipment if we have fire spirits that can set fires?
Because they're fighting the actual plant spirits.
But don't they work in a way that they would ignite things as they are doing things? I don't know.
So what I'm going to plan to do, just to kind of explain, is they've got 2 force 6 spirits. So that's like, I'm mathing here, up to force 12 total, plus 3 force 4, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. The maximum I can summon is up to force 18. Because it's 3 times my magic rating. So we're still outmatched. I mean, yes, we've got you guys too, but if you guys have implements
we're super outmatched.
More,
because I'm trash against spirits. I've been messed up the last 2 encounters by spirits.
but that's why if you go get yourself shit that could help.
We have to come back after I initiate.
Okay, we'll see you
How long it's gonna take.
We'll see you in 2 months.
Wait, let's leave the dungeon and come back later.
That's my favorite part of the RPG. Oh, nope, not this level.
We're working really hard for only 15K. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna re-roll on my failures.
Okay.
What if we try to talk right now to her? Just to see what's up, get a feel for the mental state of her and the possessive spirit. And if it seems aggressive, then we come back stronger later. But we should like stick our toe in the water right now. What do you think?
I mean, I was down to talk to her.
We don't know what we're exactly dealing with yet. And we won't know until we ask. This is clearly not in character. But I can't speak in character because I wouldn't say any of this. Ever.
If it goes wrong and she does attack us, though, we're not prepared. Because keep in mind, like, if we go right now and I summon these spirits, even if I'm successful in all 3 spirits, I'm not going into that fight because I'm going to be really hurt.
We're all gonna get hurt.
What she's saying is, if we come back later, she can be ready to fight with said spirits at the same time.
Yeah.
Without starting at a deficit.
My nervousness about it is, sure, all that stuff's true. But no matter if we come back with you super strong as a mage or not, I am always going to get messed up. So I need to make sure that I am completely ready with an escape plan and a way for me to try to fight it without having to use my weak non-magic weapons. That's all. So I just want to make sure we cover all the options. Like, even if talking is an option, we should try to do that. Because I've been hurt real bad the last 2 times we fought spirits. Almost died the last time.
Yeah,
Anybody have any input?
but that doesn't
My input is
fair, Mr.
stop running
Bell.
away from us and going and fighting things on your own.
I thought that we were all going to do that. That's the reason why I went ahead for it. I thought that's what we were headed to do, is to apprehend that cop.
You didn't talk to us about it though.
Just not. It's not a character trait.
All right.
That's all.
One spirit is summoned, and I'm A-okay so far.
Can we get you magic bullets or a magic gun?
I don't know. Can we?
Sure, I know it's
Those exist in this
Talismonger.
world?
She's right.
I don't think she's
Could
gonna have
break
bullets.
into her shop and take her implement magic item things.
The thing is, as soon as we break in, her plants are going to tell her.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll give Mr. Bell a magic hatchet.
Mr. Bell, what do you need to be more prepared?
Yeah, what do you want?
Do you need magical items?
Oh, I didn't say any of this in character.
Right.
I'm just sitting there in the front seat,
This
staring
is
forward, smiling.
Vibes from you.
What's that?
I'm just getting vibes from you, Mr. Bell.
No, you aren't.
Do you
Let's be honest. You're not getting vibes from me.
You know what? You know what I think? You know, you're getting vibes from me. You're getting vibes from me. I am very awkward. I keep looking over at Mr. Bell, and I'm like, Mr. Bell has literally almost died several times trying to fight magic stuff, and I relay all of the stuff that Roland himself cannot relay about his character, and Mr. Bell can disagree, but that's what I say. 'Cause I'm the bad guy.
Oh, Mr. Bell, what do you need to be successful against fighting spirits?
There you go.
Probably a thing that hurts spirits.
Well, we'll probably have to go
I actually
to
don't know. I literally don't know.
Miss Fisher, could you look up the closest place to buy magical items?
It's definitely gonna be her shop.
It's not her shop.
I could look up beyond her shop. Let's go.
Okay, while Curie is saying stuff, I unmuted myself. Mr. Bell does have close combat, and he does have killing hands.
Yep.
Killing hands is
good against spirits.
Yeah, it's a good direct attack against spirits, bypassing their magical armor.
I love
the-
that.
What?
But I'm going to get hit still, and it always hurts a lot.
You chose the melee knife wielding character.
Against people. And I'm a sniper also.
It's true. Do you want like a spirit sniper gun? Is that a thing?
I need like lightning bolts to come out of my fingers.
That's actually
Laser eyes.
That's actually
I
a
need,
possible. That's a possible adept power that you could go for, but in the middle of the adventure to get the spirit killing bullets and stuff, probably not going to happen.
So
So should we talk first?
So what?
Before
But you could reasonably go up and be doing physical damage to it by punching it, and then dodge their attack.
Mhm.
Roland, I don't think anyone's saying we shouldn't try talking to it. It's just whether or not we do it right the heck now.
I know. I'm just trying to get everybody's input in, and if everyone wants to do that or not.
I don't think it makes sense to talk to her now. That's my vote.
For what it's worth, I did roll pretty well. I do have my 3 spirits for 6, all of them, but I do have 3 points of stun, so I'm operating at a -1 now. And I haven't cast any of my preliminary spells like increase reflexes, armor, that kind of stuff that I usually do before going into a fight. So I'm likely to have more stun if anyone chooses to do this now.
Mhm. Here we go. Let's take the focus off of me. Fisher and Violet, how do you plan to fight the plant spirits?
I'm gonna shoot it with my little stun gun, and it's gonna come and attack me, and I'm gonna die. That's fine.
Violet?
It's magic stuff. I don't get it.
I have this certified Billy Berserker axe. It's got a certificate of authenticity and everything
Wait, where'd you get that?
from that place. That
Yeah, it's
collector
from-
that we killed.
From Quasinique's collection.
Yep.
Wait, what? I want one.
Do you want this one?
I mean, if you don't want it, but if you want it, like, it's okay. I just want to look at it.
It just seems axe is good for killing plants.
That's true.
Otherwise, maybe someone's got a lighter. That's about all I got. I can talk to them real mean. They don't really like me, so maybe I can hurt their plant feelings. I assume plants have feelings, and that's why they don't like me. But push them off the windowsills and such.
Yeah, or you could just live like me and not have plants. That's an idea too.
Well, I don't now.
Man, I'm sure Billy Berserker would know what to do in this situation.
Berserker would know exactly how to take care of this problem. That is a fact.
And then I pull 2 grenades out, one in each hand.
Oh, see, someone knows what they're gonna do. Curie,
And you're thinking about how Billy Berserker would solve this problem, and your foot kind of instinctually rises as if you're thinking about kicking open the door.
You know what? No, I actually do it. I do a fake kick open the door and one big step forward.
you kick open my door. I just want to make sure that that's what's happening.
No, I thought we were standing outside the car. We didn't get back in yet.
Okay. Regardless, are you kicking my door? Oh, you're kicking the door into the place.
imaginary door.
Oh, okay, good.
You're kicking what door?
It's just an air
No
kick.
door. Yeah.
Okay.
Practice.
I was nervous there. Billy Berserker made me a bit more on edge about doors. All right, so it sounds like at least Roland, since Mr. Bell hasn't voiced his opinion, and seems like the rest of the party is kind of okay with coming back. It sounds like that's what we're gonna do. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So that's what we do. We drive away.
You're gonna drive away. Anywhere particular you want to go?
Yeah, because I rolled 6 hits on finding a store where I could buy some damaging bullets for spirits for a crime barman stocked pistol
Okay.
and other assortments of weapons. You guys, I'm really bad at shooting. This is not my prime mode of attack, but I'll do my best.
You know.
You know what? Where are my grenades? Okay, so you do find with 6 hits, not so much bullets, but you find, you think about it for a bit, and you think toil, or if you have another fixer contact,
Yeah.
you think you've seen stories about Shadowrunners against plant spirits, and usually, I mean, one of the tried and true methods is you get some sort of a pesticide or an herbicide
Ooh, yeah.
and load it into a grenade.
I like that. Let's do that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Sounds great to me. And I'm searching to make sure that I'm going. You just see me hop up out of sort of viewing it, and I'm like, I've got the best idea. And then just to all of your comm links are just all of these trids of just people like putting stuff into grenades with like pesticides. I'm like, this is gonna be fun. And then he goes right back into the Matrix.
Sometimes I think they should censor the Matrix, but then other times, not so much.
I think of those cantaloupes that like
Cantaloupes.
no wonder we only eat soy brown.
So as you go to, is it Foil you're going to?
Yeah, actually, I think I do have a fixer contact, but let me double check.
Do you have another fixer? Okay.
I have 3 contacts, and one of them I'm pretty sure was a fixer, but I'm just double checking because it doesn't say. Hot Shot, maybe? Is that right? Yeah, Hot Shot is the name of my fixer, my personal fixer. Loyalty 2, connection 2. There you go.
In a piece of irony, the name of your Deckmeister.
Yep. Yeah. The name of my Deckmeister's Agent Orange. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, so I call up Hotshot and I'm like, hey, I heard this is a thing that can be done. Hey, it sounds like you were asleep. I know I choked in the last boss of the raid last night. Sorry about that. But I'll make it up to you and I'll give you that special item you wanted me to trade you if you can help me on this next deal. I'm looking for something.
Could make an influence test.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Like I'm good at that.
You're gonna get 2 edge for it.
All right. That means I am unskilled. That's charisma, but I do get a 2 on there. So let's do it. 1, 2. Nope.
But I did just give you 2 edge. You could use that 2 edge. You do have a 4.
I will use that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that roll kind of a wash. You do. He does come back and say, I've got. It's funny you should ask. I had a couple runners like a year ago asked me for anti-plant stuff.
Huh.
I haven't been able to move these because who wants to spend good new yen to wipe
Get
out
rid
a
of
tree?
plants. Yeah, like who has time for that?
Yeah, so that item in game, and I got 6 grenades for 100 new yen each.
I can do that. I will wire that to you now, and then we'll come and pick it up. Does that work?
Perfect.
I'll come and pick it up. Sounds good. Cool.
Yeah.
See you soon. And so I'm like, I just got 6 of them. That is 600 new yen. You said 100 each, right?
100 each.
Yep. Hey, I'm gonna give 1 or 2 to Nova and 2 to I guess I'll give 1 to Mr. Bell and 1 to Violet. And no, you guys are probably better, but then I'm not gonna have any. I want 1. I'm gonna keep 1 for myself. Give 2 to Mr. Bell, 1 to Violet, and 2 to Nova, because Nova's probably the one who's gonna actually be murdering things.
Okay.
Well, I'm not real good at these projectile things. If you want to hold on to that for me.
I'll give it to Mr. Bell. Mr. Bell has 3. I don't trust myself either. I just want to pretend like I'm being helpful. So
Run around holding it.
yeah. I'm like, yay. But you do see just a sigh as he goes into the Matrix and sends away a nice level 50 sword for whatever game he's been playing. He's been working so hard and he just lost it.
You you think about it, and if you played any later last night, you'd have bound that to your character, and then all would have been lost.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, did Fisher get ripped off?
Probably.
As a person who owns grenades, do I know if Fisher got ripped off?
For 100 yen per grenade, you probably paid a little bit more for your HE grenade.
Okay. Just saying, he couldn't move that product, so I'm sure he could have gotten it for cheaper.
Perhaps if he'd rolled better.
Yeah, I'm not very influential. Have I influenced any of you to do things? No.
The sigh that he gives off probably tells you that the level 50 sword is the bigger cost to him.
It cuts right here.
So as we picked up our anti-plant grenades, we've approached the 10 o'clock hour, so we'll go ahead and take our 10-minute break. And welcome back. So our runners have just picked up some anti-plant grenades, and looks like Curie has just healed her stun boxes. So are we headed back to...
I did my shopping. Does anyone else want to do more shopping, or we good? Oh,
I'm good.
all right.
We're good.
Roland, you literally have the option to go and buy things if you need to.
Don't even know what I could get that isn't a magical power. So,
Got it.
back in character. Let's go.
All right.
I'm feeling really good about this battle.
Well, you drive back, so you should probably roll piloting from the part where it.
Hey, don't do Bob's job, man. Hey, man.
That's like one of you reminding Curie to roll drain.
Yeah. No, Roland literally took piloting because I was like, we need someone with piloting, and I don't.
No, I want to steal cars.
Yeah, that's true.
I go and roll piloting. Since it's been called for.
Sorry.
Hey.
All right.
I go the speed limit.
So you drive back off the grid and up to the vicinity of this very large greenhouse.
Floral death trap.
I like that. Maybe that should have been the name of the mission.
Ooh, yeah, like a Venus flytrap, like a floral.
The floral
Yeah.
death trap.
So I look over at Curie, who obviously is the point person on this because Curie's got the magic. You about to be front and center, whether you like it or not. Just, what? So, don't know how this works, but what should we do? How can we best help you?
Should we attempt to go in and talk first?
Sounds good.
All right. When in doubt, if it does turn into a fight, I will mind link with each of you. I'll subvoke in this case so that I can sustain my spells. I will subvoke with you to let you know which spirits manifest are the easier to defeat ones. I will send my spirits after those first. I will send them after the mage and the stronger spirit to distract them while we take the smaller ones out, so we're not getting attacked by so many at once. Does that sound good? And one of the spirits can help us with the little ones. All right. We'll talk first. Violet.
What does the entrance to the greenhouse like? Can you describe that?
Yeah, so there's a little there's like a door.
Double or single?
It's a single wooden door. That's sort of connected by a frame to the rest of the. It looks to be a fairly fragile structure. Let me put some stuff on the board here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. Okay. So there we go. There's one.
Do you have blocky type spells? Kiri? Like shieldy, protecty spells?
I do have armor. Let me check and see if it's self, because I only ever used it on myself. But let me check and see if I could. It's just touch. So if it would make you feel better, I can help armor you up.
Well, not for me. So whoever's going to go in and talk, if it goes awry, I'd like to just break the whole damn greenhouse, and that will give us more of an area to fight from. You know what I'm saying? If it's fragile, just break the whole damn
You
thing.
want to knock the entire greenhouse down.
Yeah, that's why I say if there's a protecty thing, the shards of glass can fall.
I don't like that.
I can't do that.
Because for me, I wouldn't want to put one person in danger and like the rest sit out. Like I think if we're gonna go do this, we all go in there. Is
Okay,
what
I'll break it while we're in there then.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're casting armor on.
That's on me, because I'm doing my preparation if we're going in.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
And
four
then,
rain.
Yep, let me. And I got to do my increased reflexes too.
Okay, no drain from that one.
Cool.
Nice.
And then increased reflexes.
So 6 hits. Then now remember the drain increases with how many
Yeah.
hits you want to keep beyond one.
So I want to do. I believe I usually do 4. Oh wait, no,
Gives you 4 extra
2.
dice.
2 is what I usually do, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so each one gives you 1 reaction and 1 die.
So that means.
And each hit beyond 1 increases the drain by 1.
So I get a +2 plus 2d6, right?
Yep. And it'll be 6 drain.
All right, let me do that real quick.
And I think that's the limit for focus concentration.
Oof,
Oh.
that's not good. And I don't have edge, so that's where it is. So I take 4 stun.
Take 5.
5 stun. Cool. Cool. I'm gonna be squishy. Gonna be squishy. I have my stim patches ready if I need them. All right, let's see. Is there any other ones that I usually cast beforehand? My focus concentration is 2, I believe. So that means that I still have a spell to use without negatives. So yeah, I'm good now.
Is it focus concentration 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you can sustain 2 spells for free. And so that's armor and increased reflexes.
Yep. All right. I'm all geared up.
Okay. So who's knocking on the door?
I will.
Okay.
I go invisible, even if they can see me.
Okay. So you knock on the door. The door does open, and you see very large but fairly slender troll. She sort of looks down at you. You're not welcome here.
Well, howdy to you too. We got your information from your neighbors down the street, the cantaloupe farmers. I assume they only farm cantaloupes because that's all they gave me. I don't know nothing about plants, but we have some mutual friends, and we were hoping that we could have a chat with you.
No.
I do apologize. I believe you said no, and I would like to politely request an invitation to discuss with you some matters that pertain to you and also ourselves.
Yes, come in. And she offers her hand to you.
I so sus. I'd like to use empathic sense, which is a weaker form of a sensing, allowing me to sense the true feelings and health of the targets that I can.
Sure.
It is a minor action.
Yep.
And it is intuition and perception.
And is anyone sensing, like perceiving astrally at this point?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So those of you who are sensing, who are viewing astrally, you do sense a gathering of power as if she's casting a spell.
I figured I wanted to let you respond to Jen and her thing before, like, as she reaches out. I was gonna say, touch spell.
A total sus feeling from this.
So touch spell is what I say subvoke for everyone to hear.
And that's where we'll go ahead and roll for initiative.
Of course it is.
So let's do this.
Do I get a verbal response back though before we roll?
Yes.
A verbal response? Sure.
Do I shoot her?
Yes.
All right. Remember to click your token and then roll.
Not to kill, not to kill, not to kill.
Sounds about right.
Well, it depends on how well you roll, Ren, on whether or not I kill.
That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice.
Ah, damn it. I didn't click myself.
Yeah, Bob,
Mhm.
Roland got a 19.
Shit, I got a 27.
Second time?
Nah, it's a 19 the first time. You decide.
All right.
You can either put me in front of the monster or after.
So think that. I need to roll the fire spirits. Hang on a second. I need to.
Yeah, do you want me to?
Hang on. Let me see if I have. I need to make a 4/6 spirit of fire real quick.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Fortunately, they're pretty easy with. They're pretty easy with this character sheet. Because I can just drop down to spirit of fire and type in the force. Boom. And let's see if that does what I need to do. So they are currently not materialized, right?
Correct.
Okay. So we'll do that.
Actually, you know what? Walking in, knowing hers are materialized, I would have materialized, but asked them to wait outside
Okay.
until I called.
And so they have 3 more points of initiative being materialized. All right, Nova.
Please arrange us on the board.
So none of you is actually on the board right now except for Violet.
Is where
Okay.
we stand the entrance, basically where
So Violet is standing on one side of the door, and Ishioka Mari is on the other side of the door.
I would like to
So you're gonna have to like
shoot
bear-
over Violet's shoulder. Like I walk up behind Violet and shoot over her shoulder at the lady.
Okay.
I will shoot twice because I have the actions to do so.
Is she standing right in front of Violet?
Yes.
Yeah, because she was offering her hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to whisper into my subvoke as well. Grab the focus.
Okay. The second shot's going to miss entirely.
Yeah, can I make her re-roll her successes?
You can spend 4 edge. 4 edge it'll cost you.
Do it.
Okay. On which one?
On the 8 hits.
Okay. And I'm going to make you re-roll all 7 of your hits on the first attack.
Ooh!
Oh, God, yeah. I feel like I'm about to be murdered through the computer screen. I will never make that joke again. Sorry. I hope you still get more than 2.
So the first shot will miss. The second shot will hit. With 2 net, so she's soaking 7p.
I then move away.
Gross.
Sorry.
Okay, so she does take some damage. You see the bullet enter her, and I mean it clearly caused a wound, but she is not reacting to it.
She's possessed. It's par for the course.
Yep, I definitely move out of the way afterwards.
The fire spirits currently don't have orders. Curie.
I'm going to issue orders and say, and like think at each one.
Yep, it's a minor action per spirit.
So for the first one, I'm going to send him after the mage from behind. Second one, I'm going to send after the Force 6 spirit. That's back behind that tree. And then the third one, I'm going to say to take on the Force.
Okay.
The one that is going after her as well, I tell it to grab the focus if it can. And then I'm gonna hit her. I want to try to sever the spirit from her rather than like hurting her as much.
Well, you were attempting to banish? Is that what I hear?
I don't have that ability, but I'm wondering.
You do have that ability. You don't have exorcism, but you have banishing. Banishing is part of the conjuring skill.
Oh, well then shit. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that.
You did that once already, yeah? In
I
a
don't
different
remember.
encounter? I think you did.
I played so much Shadowrun. I just
You may recall that banishing is a painful maneuver.
It always is.
Okay.
But one other question I have, Bob, is does Mana Bolt work in the physical?
Mana Bolt is a mana spell.
So only in the astral.
Well, it can affect living beings, or it can be cast on the astral. If you cast it on, since you're currently dual-natured, you get to cast it either either on the physical plane or the astral plane.
Okay, so if it's on the astral plane, do I have a better shot of hitting it rather than her?
No.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. So
you sense that the two are too entwined for you to target one individually.
Cool. Does Mana Bolt do stun damage or does it do physical? Shit. The only
just kill her.
The only stun one I have is Blast, then I believe, right?
Thank you, the last card in your deck.
The what?
Someone in chat.
Yes, reacting to chat.
Oh.
So you are casting, Blast, you said?
Yeah, is that stun?
Blast, I think. It should say on your spell.
Let's see here.
It should say whether it does physical or stun.
It's stun too.
Yeah.
All right, so much for being nice.
So it is stun, whereas Mana Bolt is physical.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it said Blast says physical.
Oh, it does? Okay, so it is physical then.
Yeah, no, I apparently
Clout. Mm-hmm.
I built this to go hard. So
yeah, you did.
In Kiri's head, she's learned the spell. She's been practicing it, so she's going to use it, and hopefully it'll help.
Blast does.
No, not Blast. My Mana Bolt.
Mana Bolt. Okay.
So Mana Bolt, I'm going to try to use that because I've been studying it, I've been practicing it, and now I'm hoping that it gives me a better shot of taking the spirit and disconnecting it rather than hurting her, but I'm doing it. So,
all right, Mana Bolt it is.
Mana Bolt. Amp costs edge, right?
Amp up costs, it's 2 drain per amp up.
What is my drain value on this?
So for Mana Bolt, base drain is 4.
4? Yeah, I'll do 1 amp up.
Okay.
I don't know why I care so much about her, but apparently I do. I really want to learn what she knows.
So everybody else, murder.
6 hits.
Right.
That's pretty good.
That's a willpower test. Oh, no, it's
a lot.
Direct magic defense.
And no drain. Holy butts.
Holy butts.
Okay. So she will take 4 boxes of physical damage. This one does look like it phases her a little bit.
Good.
Bell.
How high is this greenhouse?
About 30 feet.
30 feet.
And 10 meters for the rest of the world.
Are you about to Panabon? That sounded a very Panabon statement. How tall is this thing?
But I'm gonna get up on it. I'm gonna
Sparkle darts. Sparkle darts. Sparkle darts. I stop this.
30 feet. That's it.
Yes, it's 30 feet tall at its apex.
Okay. I'm going to wall run up to the top of this. Oh, actually, sorry. Dial it back. Attribute boost.
Okay.
That's seven dice, I believe, which I have to do manually because we don't have it set up.
I think it's 8 dice.
Oh, okay.
It's the rating of wall run of attribute booster, which I think is 2 for you,
Mm-hmm.
and your magic, so it's 8 dice.
Oh yeah, and I initiate it.
And it is a major action.
Yes. 2 hits.
3 hits.
3 hits. 3 hits. Wow. Cool.
So you get plus 3 to your agility.
Okay, cool. And then I will use my minor actions to get up the side of the
Okay.
gecko tape, gecko grip, glove, pop, stick wherever I land. And that will be my turn.
Okay. So this will last for 3 combat rounds, after which you'll make a drain test. All right, so it comes to spirits. You see this tree in the center sort of uproot itself and start to walk toward the door. And as it does so, I have some fun critter powers to use. So we will do. Where it is. Let's have Violet make a reaction plus charisma test.
Don't like that.
Okay.
Oh, it didn't give me a.
So just roll reaction. So go ahead and roll charisma. I forgot to activate the modifier section on my sheet too. Okay.
Turned on. It wasn't doing it. That's weird.
So whatever it tried to whammy you with, you managed to resist the whammy. That will bring us to the vine spirits. Sort of come toward the door. And they both sort of, as they sort of whip around the tendrils, you see this spore pack just sort of shoot at you. So the first one will attack Violet. And I need a defense test from you. Okay. I need a body plus willpower test, please. Okay. So you take 1 box of stun damage,
Okay.
and you are dazed and nauseated. As you can't quite stop yourself from breathing in the spores. So dazed, your initiative score is going to be reduced by 4. And you may not gain or spend edge as long as you have the status. Curie, I need a similar defense test from you.
What am I rolling?
Ooh, a defense test.
Which is
Under core
It's under-
combat info, it says defense.
Yep.
defense. Now, does that count my armor?
Let's see. It does not count your armor, and you don't get armor from this. Okay, I need a body plus willpower test from you.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
So, in fact, roll 2 more dice, please.
Oh, 2 more?
Yeah. This should not have been affected by wounds.
Oh, okay.
Still no hits. Okay. And 3 1s.
I don't do well when things hit me.
Okay. So you take 4 boxes of stun.
Cool.
And you are dazed, which means your initiative is reduced by 4. You may not gain or spend edge as long as you have the status. And you are nauseated.
And what does nauseated do, Bob?
Nauseated, at the start of a combat round, you're going to need a body plus willpower test with 2 successes. If you fail, you can't take an action this round.
Oh, shoot.
But it's at the beginning of the round, you'll roll it.
Okay. It's
But you're like, "Ugh."
it's the cantaloupe, guys. I'm just
Yep. If you succeed, you can act, but you lose a minor action.
Can I ask a question? It's spores that is causing that, right?
Uh-huh.
If someone were to put on a mask, a breathing mask, would that stop spores? Potentially. Okay.
You think you saw them breathe it in.
Nice.
And now Ishioka Mari goes. She is going to attempt to touch Violet with the
No
spell
touch.
she has. With the spell she has prepped. So I need to make a.
This metahuman told me no and is now trying to touch me. We are not friends.
You'll be happy to know, however, that she is unskilled in close combat. And that's terrible. So you do need a defense test. Okay.
Nice.
So you manage not to be touched.
It's like you're simply trying to put a booger on you, like that level of skill.
No
touch.
Yeah. And she is going to move back into the trees. Violet.
Well, All right. I will. Now, you said I can't gain or spend edge. Can I still gift edge to other players, or does that count as spending?
That counts as spending.
Okay. All right. Then I would like to look around and say, well, we tried to talk to her and she chose violence. And I'd like to use a commanding voice to try and convince the plants to stop attacking us.
Okay.
So what would you like me to roll for that?
So that is
Oh, sorry. Intimidation.
Intimidation, yeah.
I should probably get that at some point. But until then, I'll use...
So it's influence.
Influence. Okay, and it adds a die roll.
Yep. Plus
So-
one die to that.
So a net of 0.
Go ahead and roll that. Oh.
2 successes and can't spend edge to do any rerolls.
That's correct. So did you roll 2? You said you rolled 2?
I did. I rolled 2 successes.
I didn't see it pop up. Is what I was wondering.
Oh.
Okay, so they get 2 edge. These front 2. Because they seem to have a seething hatred for you in particular. For some reason, that is a quality on your character sheet.
Join our Patreon to find out why.
Yeah.
That was for you, Rem.
That was so perfect. You got me there. Because at first I was like, why? And then you were like, go to our Patreon. I'm like...
I'll kind of move back a bit. Somehow it's still getting through the hate they have for you. But you do have in the back of your mind they have a couple of edge they can spend later. So that was a major action.
Mm-hmm. Can I use my minor action for the empathic sense and looking at the troll?
Sure. So the sensing test will be at -2 dice.
Okay.
Because she's kind of got a little bit of cover from you.
Right, that was 3 hits.
Okay. So not much more than before, except she is fairly seriously injured. And so
And
that will,
you only got shot once by Nova, right?
she was shot once by Nova, and she's taken a monobolt.
Oh, yeah. Great, cool.
So she's taken some damage. She didn't appear to react as much to the shot, but she did take the damage. It is Fisher's turn.
All right. So, running, like, so she's in the doorway. Troll meets troll. I just want to run like as far, like a little bit into the place to lob a grenade. What kind of action would that run be? Is that a major action? Is that a minor action? I'd rather throw if I can throw
So,
over.
so it'll be minor action to move.
Cool. That's what
You can move up to 10 meters, so you'd be able to move in as far as where these guys are. I imagine you don't want to move in that far.
Oh no. Just enough to get as much plant matter in grenade blast radius as possible.
Yeah, so you think, based on your raid last night, that this is probably a decent place to get a whole bunch of plant life.
Nice.
And so minor action to move and a major action to throw.
Yeah. Would that be some? Okay.
And it'll put you like there.
Yeah. Oh, not that far. That's too far in.
Maybe there.
Yeah.
And just a note, the frag grenade is like 20-meter blast.
Okay. So I'm gonna toss it really far. Or at least
So in fact, I'm gonna.
It's pesticide grenade.
We'll say you moved in there. Do you want to still block the door, or do you want to step to the side in case other people want to jump in?
I want to step aside in case other people want to jump in.
Okay.
I just want to be inside because I felt bad trying to throw a grenade with my friends in the way, because what if it hit one of them and bounced back? That's not good.
Yeah.
So, I've seen this in a trade before.
So I need an athletics test from you. And where do you want to place it?
I want to get like here.
Where?
Like here in the middle of those three things.
In the middle of those three things. All right. So go ahead and make an athletics test.
You guys, this is not going to be good, but I'm trying.
Or if you, I don't know if you have athletics or not.
I do have athletics.
Okay, good. So go ahead and roll that.
I am a troll. I have some athletics, but I am very weak for a troll, so there's that.
All right.
Got 2 hits.
And then roll 1d6 for me, please.
Okay.
All right. So it kind of lands. It pretty much lands where you want it to. It lands there, and it sprays out this stuff out to about. You probably picked a good place to stop because it sprays it out. It looks to be about 5 meters from the impact point.
Mm-hmm.
And so I need to make some rolls here on.
Does that stuff like linger in the area?
It does not.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not aerosol. It's not aerosol. It's like once it pops, it just coats stuff in a liquid.
Okay.
Well, at least you just keep rolling 2s.
That sounds like roll 20. That's the roll 20. I know.
Yep, I rolled 2s universally. That's awesome. Okay. So you see these things start to sort of melt a little bit. They are not down. Mari seems to be taking the worst of it.
Yeah. I have gained the ire of the plants.
Amazing.
And at the top of the turn,
want to mask a minor action? Is that
is a minor action, yeah.
Got it. Okay.
At the top of the round, I need both Curie and Violet to make body plus full power tests.
Is that without wounds?
And it's without wounds.
right.
But all you need is 2, so don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to cost you each a minor action this turn as you're fighting back the urge to vomit. And so I think at the top of the round, we're getting a little late. And so I think we'll call it here.
Okay.
And we'll see how Nova, at the risk of Nova ending this in like 3 seconds next time.
Yeehaw!
But I'll give you a week to think about your actions. And
Cool.
we'll go to a final break as we tally up our winners for tonight. And welcome back. I think we have some winners for tonight.
We do. All right. So our first winner, because we have 3 coupons to give away. Our first winner is Powers 209. Yay! You get to play Shadowrun missions online. We have 2 more. One is Voodoo Goth 11, Colin. Yay! And the third is Amber Bela.
What?
More Shadowrun!
More
She
Shadowrun.
already played Shadowrun missions online.
That seems a little unfair.
So thank you all for playing along with us. We do have something to read as well. And of course, it's for me.
Of course it is.
From Kender Mage or Billy the Berserker in chat. I thought I had won the argument with my spouse about how the furniture should be arranged. But when I got home, the tables were turned. Get it? Get it, Kender? It's funny because wordplay.
This is really good. I like that.
I mean, your reaction is even funnier.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's why people just
Yeah,
contribute to me.
So
keep poking the gator with a stick.
Yeah.
something I've been thinking about since we missed last episode. It was unfortunate because if we had walked into that room and found that guy Denny, I would have said, "Hey, Denny, it's statue."
Stop.
And
Did you get a
with
chance
that, I think we have some. We'll go around the table. If people have stuff they want to announce.
Not anymore.
Roland made his announcement.
I think Roland just killed everything.
Randy, you are muted.
Yes, Roland made his announcement is what I was saying. I was just piggybacking off that. But since I'm talking, I'll just go first because I did it to myself. Hey, everybody. I'm Randy Alvarenga. I am an actor, performer, doing all kinds of stuff. You can find that on Twitter at Roller Raja. That's ROLLER to find some really cool stuff. It's a lot and a lot of things that I can't talk about yet. But October is a big month, so come check me out. I'm tired. Sorry. That's me adding that in. It's really exciting stuff. Come check it out.
I'm Jen, and I run the Geek Forge, and we will be having a very special product launch tomorrow. We will be launching our digital cosplay planner just in time to help you plan your costume for Halloween. And it's going to have, we have a very fun body model to use for taking your measurements that I think you'll all really enjoy. And there's all sorts of spaces to do all sorts of cool stuff. And it's the way that I get organized when I'm making a costume. So come check out the Geek Forge on our website and our Facebook page to see that tomorrow.
And I'm Amber. Usually I play on Master of Realms Rem Alternus's Tuesday night stream, but we are on a short hiatus, but we'll be back soon. So I hope you will come and join us when we return on Tuesdays.
All right, so then I'm Rem. I run the channel for twitch.tv/Master of Rem, and we stream 5 to 6 days a week. We haven't talked about our streams in a while, so I'm going to do that real quick. That's what I'll advertise. So we have on Sundays, we'll do Sunday to Saturday. Sunday is Like Clockwork, which is steampunk fantasy D&D that takes place in an original world based off of our comic book, Coddlesworth's Clockwork Circus. So that is Sunday nights. Monday nights is Dresden Files, powered by Cortex Prime. Is that right, Tom? Okay, I finally got it. I kept saying powered by the apocalypse, and that's wrong. So
and run by Tom, who's currently
run by
tech.
Our tech, yes, Tom. And then on Tuesday is Shadowrun 5th edition missions. So just like we talked about Shadowrun missions online, these are the 5th edition Chicago missions that we run. They take a lot more time because we kind of just role play through and take our time with them. Bob is the GM of that one, and Amber and Jen are players. And then on Wednesday, we have Shadowrun Denver. This is every other Wednesday, which is 6th edition and takes place in Denver. And then Thursdays, we're here. Fridays, we do different things on Fridays. I think it's in 2 weeks. We will be doing our second trivia night. The first one was really fun. It was 90s TV trivia, and I'm not sure what the theme of this one is, but John makes it a lot of fun. And on Saturday mornings is our predominantly black cast for Descent into Avernus D&D 5e, and that's a ton of fun too. That one is on hiatus until October, but hey, it's almost October, so hooray! So yeah, that's our streams. We do a whole lot of other things. We produce audiobooks, we do Kickstarters. I always talk about the Kickstarters though, so I'm giving it a break. And yeah, that's us. Bob?
So I think you've covered what I'm doing. I'm running the Tuesday night Shadowrun missions. I'm hoping at some point the Hurricane leaves Cape Canaveral so we can have an Artemis 1 launch.
Yeah.
Hurry up and wait. But I'd rather it launch when it's ready than have something else happen.
Yeah.
And then I'll just end with I don't know. Does Tom, do you have any announcements?
Nothing that's already been hit except that actually one Paranormal Albany is also on our Monday night stream is on hiatus until Halloween. Halloween night we're going to come back with something truly spooky. So if you thought the vampires that attacked the steakhouse was tame in the last episode, plan on upping the threat level on Halloween night.
Is that a season 4 premiere?
That's a season 4 premiere, yes.
Nice. Because you all just had your season 3 finale.
Yep.
Pretty recently.
Yep. Had to change everything, including one of the cast members had to leave because she picked up one of the coins of Daenerys.
Ooh.
Oh my.
Oof. 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 All right then. Well, you'll have to tune in on Mondays at the end of the month. So we will see you over on our channel at twitch.tv/Master of Rem. But until next time, guys, stay safe in the shadows.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us.